What's up, guys? Boulevard the Fell-Handed here, bringing you another exciting game. Here we are on Lakeville Standard Battle. The greens have spawned on the northern spawn. The reds have spawned on the southern spawn. This is a video from a little ways back I've been meaning to make. I keep forgetting, so here it is. It's a fairly epic clutch. Ends up coming down to 2 versus 5. Somehow we managed to pull it out. Now, what I like to do on this particular board, on this particular spawn point, is roll the middle there, right near the little lake road, just to kind of get eyes on the situation, see what's going on, maybe get some shots into the city. You know, if perhaps things break down on the enemy's right flank, I can come up, get some additional spots, support fire, what have you. Sometimes if the greens sweep through the city, they light up the guys, you know, sitting there at say J7, J8 on the hill, and you can do some fairly decent support work. And that's exactly, you know, the position that I'm in. And right now we have the light in front of us. My idea here is I want to get shots at them as they cross. And you know, that dried up very quickly because there really wasn't anything for us to shoot at straight out. Either he wasn't pushed up enough, or they were completely riding the back line there, running down the K row. So I decided to go ahead and pull out here a little bit. If they pull up enough, you can end up getting some very decent shots right here where I'm at my current position. We fired a round off there, tracked a guy. We know they're still stacked up in that location. Looks like they've already pulled down the hill here. The start of this match is one of those slow games where it just starts out slow and it doesn't really pick up much steam. And we've all had those, you know, where you'll end the game with, you know, half the amount of pins or a third of the amount of pins you like to end with, or you normally end with. So that's kind of where this game was going for me until we kind of slipped into clutch mode. Because as you can see, the reds haven't even attempted to take the city. Normally this is a good thing. We have excellent shots here on this M103. Someone went ahead and killed him for me, but see, we have shots completely up into their cap area. And we're going to try to go ahead. Now, you know, the Bat Chat is not a fantastic sniper, obviously, because of the accuracy. But, you know, we're still trying to get some things done here. We're scoring long-range hits. We're tracking people. And finally, we ended up destroying him. One less cap defender near base is always a good thing. The death alley on the back side there, down the one line, seems to be pretty much constantly active. Has been since the start of the game. I'm not a fan of going that way, no matter what tank I'm in, because it more or less seems like a war of attrition. You know, there's little to no advances. Everyone is terrified to just roll over the hill. There's always tank destroyers posted up behind it. So that's, you know, I tend not to go that way because most of the time it's just throwing good tanks after bad. And the goal here of this is to conserve your health while reducing the enemies. And that's more or less the bottom line of this game. Simplified, of course. You know, you need to just get out there and make things happen. And in doing so, you know, you're going to use your greens to, you know, every single advantage you can. Like right now, I'm using the greens. I'm not spotting my own targets. The greens have been kind enough to light my targets up for me. You know, when they bend the corner, they're going to be the ones getting shot, not me. And this is health conservation mode. Granted, we're not really in that type of danger zone, but at the same time, why risk our health when we have to? Now, I have been sixth sensed here, and I just took a gentleman out there. You know, not a very directly aimed shot, more or less a clutch shot of, oh hey, he's there, let's go ahead and fire one off. Now, right now you see me falling back. What my plan is I'm going to post up on this hill outside of their view range and provide support fire. And, you know, if you look at the teams, we are more or less even, and things are going well for our team. This will soon change. It amazes me. It amazes everyone on my team. It amazes my platoon mates. And, you know, somehow we end up coming out on top. Still kind of wondering that one. We have a few greens here, not really making excellent use of cover. We kind of have one tracked in the middle of a field. T30 here, it looks like. I'm not really... Yeah, and he gets destroyed, which is not much of a surprise. You always need to use cover, guys. Use cover at all times. If you're crossing the middle of a field, you do not need anything to stop you. You need to keep trucking. As you can see right here, I was just 6 cents. As soon as my little light bulb came on, I started moving. Because you don't want to give away any freebies. You don't want anything to be free. And that's exactly what I was afraid of. You know, a stationary target is an easy target to hit. You never want to remain stationary if you're in a high tier medium. Granted, you never want to remain stationary much in any tank, but some tanks you don't really have much of a choice. If you're side scraping or what have you, and you end up pulling out too far, then you're going to expose your weak spots. You know, your underplate or what have you, or the side of your turret. So you just need to play to your strengths, and the strength of this tank is mobility. I would even say mobility over the burst damage, because the burst damage is good and it will get you out of some jams, but you know, the mobility, it has that blistering acceleration. It can get up to speed, it can stay there, you know, faster than any other tank in its class. And that's kind of, you know, in my eyes, what makes this tank such a monster on the battlefield, is just the amazing speed. So we have managed to sneak up behind these guys, and we're going to work on this T28 Prot. We go ahead and take him out. We're going to put some rounds on this gentleman right here, see if we can get him off the board. We had some dispersion there and tracked him, and now we're reloading. So we went from 2 to 5 to 2 to 3 in one clip there. We kind of evened up the odds. We have a couple of guys over here, pretty good health, and you know, it was more or less understood while I was running my flank that my platoon mate was going to die. He says, you know, I understand what you're doing, just go ahead and do it. I know I'm going to die. And, you know, even I thought he was going to die. I didn't know exactly what situation he was in. I just knew it wasn't pretty. So, we were both surprised. So right now, I'm going to try to go around the corner here. For some reason, he decided it was a good idea to engage me in close combat. And this, I mean, it doesn't stand for just bat chats, guys. This is any medium tank. Never get close to a medium tank if you're in anything other than another medium, because it's not going to end in your favor. They're going to get close to you, and they're going to do what mediums do. Okay, so just throwing that out there. Please be cautious. You know, I see a lot of guys say, oh, well, I'll get over there and I'll close with him. We all know how that ends. So right there, we finished off the last guy. And, you know, if you'll notice, up until that point, I didn't have a lot of damage at all. It was maybe 3 or 4 pins. So, you know, we didn't really do exceptional in the damage. However, we ended up clutching the game with the teammate Fat Nightmare. So, big ups for us. Somehow we pulled that off. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe.